Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining. This is session 3 for the JustGo series. So this is building upon everything that we do the previous session. So we've obviously had 2 other sessions and now we're going to build upon what we've been working in those. So if you haven't yet watched session 1, session 2, and you're not very not very confident in JustGo, then it would be great especially if you go back and watch session 2 before this one. And if you're really not sure, definitely watch from the beginning and watch from session 1. So today, what I thought we'd do would be to go and show you how to actually set up a event on JustGo, because lots of clubs aren't sure how to use that, and there's lots of clubs out there still doing paper nominations, which makes me sad because your life could be so much easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've already set this event up in JustGo, and I'm just going to run you through some of the key points through there. Now, in the previous 2 sessions, I show you how to do that. So I'm going to go into my menu. I have a little favorite box up here, and you can change that by going in and having a look through this section here, and it will show you how to do that. But I am going to do a video on how to do that because it makes my life easier. So I'm going to go down to my club and I'm going to click on event management, and this is basically where all of your events are going to be. Wait for that to load. All right, so this is the event that I created just so that I can show you that what I've already done and step you through the next few steps. So I've created a combined training event. Of course, you can do whichever event that your club is intending to hold. So this is my my own club, the Andina and Districts Funny Club page. These are all of our different events that we have. There's plenty there, and this is where you're going to find absolutely everything. So this little tile here is how to edit your event. This little guy here is how to, this one's not copy, sorry. This is any notes you have on the event. And this is you managing your bookings. So when you have got your event open, and this is where to find who has nominated for it. And there's a various array of other things in here, which I will go back and show you once we've gone through this section. So I'm going to click on edit. All right, so just as something that's really important is when you've got your category as club events, the waiver that every single PCA member needs to sign will be defaulted in there. If you select the online events option, it will not be, then you'll have to add that with forms, and I will show you how to do that in a moment, but all your default is here in your club events with your waiver. So you can pop in a location if you like, location name, apologies, and your address, and it pops up in the map as well. And please make sure you have the right time zone. I did not, for your area in the country. And then you're going to select obviously your date and your time, and you're going to pop down here and pop an image in. I just quickly created this in Canva. This is just a copy paste of our club's programs that we offer in our club. Every single state I know has different wording and whatnot. This is just a template that we use, so I just popped that in there. So this box here, it's very similar to email. You've got all your different options that you can pop in, your colors, your fonts and sizes. You can pop in images and links and tables as well. So we're going to scroll past that. All right, so event contacts. So I've added myself in as a contact. I'm going to show you what you do if you want to add other people. So you're just going to click on add contacts. I'm going to pop in my chief instructor, Taryn. She won't mind. And I just wanted to show you that that's her personal email address. I can get rid of it and I can pop in the club email. Okay, and we select her role. I think I put myself as the main contact so she can be the event coordinator. All right, and if you want to publish that so that it's able to be seen when people are going through the event, you're clicking on that one. Generally, that's a good thing to do, so I'm going to click on that and go done. All right, now the next step is to add your event tickets. Now, your tickets are your classes, okay, when we're talking about an event. So, as you can see, as I mentioned, this is combined training. So in Queensland, we have all these different codes for the different levels. I know there's lots of different options that other states use. So there's obviously a lot more classes that would be normally here. But I just threw in all of the prelim classes, and we've created the cost, and we've created how many are available as well. Now, if you have fabulous parking facilities and lots of other facilities, then you can obviously increase that. You're going to have more options, but I just for the site for this evening, I just popped in 30. So I'm just going to show you how to add a new ticket. So I'm going to call that B1. These are our novice, and we're going to go 11 to 12 years, and this is a 2.1 test, and it's 60 centimeters. So you can obviously type in whatever suits you for your class there. I'm going to put that it is $40 and that there are 30 spaces available. Okay, and that goes in at the bottom there. All right. Now, the next step is the most important part of doing your events, because you don't want to, when you nominate for an event, you don't just click on it and say, yep, I'm nominating for that class, pay, and off we go. You generally get asked other questions, or you have to put in other information. So that makes the event organizer's job a lot easier. So now we have to go into our advanced settings here. Click on the little cog. All right, okay, so we're going to go through this top section here. I don't normally put a description. Generally, if you are entering an event, you know what this means. But of course, you can if you like. Now, do you want to set ticket availability dates? Yes, you do, because as event organisers, we don't want people to be able to nominate right up until the morning of the event, which if we do not allow if we do not select this, that is what will happen. It can automatically tell you, it can automatically pop in that the booking end date is 7 a.m. on the day that I set the event for. So we obviously don't want that to happen. So let's have a look. We'll just check our correct time. Okay, so booking start date. If you're not ready to open your event the minute that you're creating it, then you're going to pop that in. So my event is for the 20th. So if I have a look at this, here's the 20th here. No, it's not. My apologies. This is the wrong year. Let's fix that one. You can just type it in too. 2024, I'm very much not used to that yet. All right, that's better. The 20th is a Saturday. Okay, so if I want to open that, for example, this Saturday, I'm going, so 2 weeks before, I'm going to click on that. So it's opening then. I'm going to pop in a time, say 6 a.m. And my booking end date, I definitely don't want them to be able to nominate at 7 a.m. Of the night before. So I'm going to change that to say to the Monday. That gives me lots of time to check that I have everything that I need from each rider, and I can start to do the draw. And I'm going to change that to the evening, so I'm going to change that to say 10 o'clock. Alrighty, now one thing that I'd like to point out here, in Queensland, we tend to have quite a lot of riders that ride 2 horses, so they only have one profile. Now, if you want people to be able to ride 2 horses, which most clubs presumably do want if they have 2 horses, you really need to change that to 2. Okay, because otherwise that rider won't be able to go back otherwise that rider will have to go back out after they've nominated and paid for the first horse, and then go back in and redo the whole process again, instead of just being able to do 2 bookings in the one setting. Alrighty, so we're going to, and because we are happy with multiple bookings, we're not going to click on that one. Now, just a little aside, and I say this each week, part of the JustGo Pro, which our club has, which we specifically upgraded for this reason because we have a big camp, is the instalment pricing. If you click on instalments enabled, that allows people to pay off the event. So our camps are rather expensive, so we do this, and it saves my job as a secretary. It has made it so much easier, and JustGo does everything for you. So It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. So if you have a really big event in your zone or your club that's, you know, a couple of $100, then that's a really great option for people in this time with the financial struggles. All right, we don't need to worry about tax. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at restrictions, discounts, and surcharges. Now, a restriction. Now, I have, and I know lots of people have always said this, we don't know who's a member. Now, this is actually how you ensure that only financial members can nominate for your events or your club clinics or your club rallies. Okay, so this is really important. So this goes on to all of our events from now on. So we're going to restrict people who are not a financial member. So we go in restrictions, we go add new purchase rule, and the rule description is, I'm just going to write non-financial member, and we're going to add a new rule. And all of our different rules, and you can see that's for this specific ticket. Okay, so all of our rules, if you wanted to, for this one, it's a 10 and under. So you could also do an age rule as well if you really wanted to. So, but we're going to specifically talk about the membership ruling. Okay, so member has any of the following memberships is generally the one that you're going to use for this. Well, it is the one you're going to use all the time. Okay, and then what happens is we come over to this box here and we actually need to select the memberships that we're happy. So junior, senior, adult, technically, really, it's only going to be the junior. So let's just, for that sake, we can do that one. But if you're doing this for one of the open classes, then you're just going to have absolutely everything that is in your club. These are our club's memberships that we create. So whatever your memberships that you have for your membership set up are, they will be listed here. But these are specifically for Yandinas. Obviously, we're not going to select the social member because they are not insured to ride. We definitely have riding coach memberships. Okay, so that's on the booking date, and we do want to include cart checking. Okay, so cart checking ensures that we have, if we have a member who's not yet financial, if we do cart checking and have this box ticked, what it ensures is that the member has to pay their pay their membership before they nominate for this event. So that's really important. Okay, and then we're going to go save. All right, and that is now sitting here as a restriction. Now, generally, most clubs aren't going to offer a discount for their competitions, maybe clinics and things like that. But if you're wanting to give a discount, you will do exactly the same process. You would go in, you'd add a new discount rule, and it would be restricting, it'd be making sure that those members who have your membership are the only ones that can get the discount. So we're going to go add new discount rule, and we're going to pop in club member. And this is the amount of discount that you want. So if you just want to give your club members a $10 discount, then instead of it being $40 to nominate, it will come up as $30 in the cart. So when they are viewing it as they're nominating, it will still sit at $40, but once they get to the cart, it'll actually show that discount. And the explanation is, again, just club member you can pop in. All right. Okie dokie. All right, and we are going to go add new rule, and we go scroll down again to our membership rules, and that they have any of the following memberships. And again, we go and click on any of these. If you click on any club membership, it's going to allow any social member as well, which obviously you don't want. You want to make sure that they're a riding member. And we've got our riding coach. Okay, all right, and we're going to go save. Now, the other thing here we've got is surcharges, and generally a surcharge, some clubs, of course, will pop in their first aid levies inside their nomination. and other clubs want to have that separate. So if you like to do a first aid levy, then you're going to add a surcharge rule, and it'll be exactly the same, any membership for the surcharge rule, because the restriction will allow them to not, if they're not a financial member or they're not a writing member, then they can't nominate. But if they are, a writing member, then they can pop into here and you'll see the surcharge, which is $15. I'm going to pop in $15 first aid. So first aid, and I'm going to go 15, so the amount that you want to charge them, and first aid levy, you can pop in there. And that's, some clubs like to really be open about how much it's actually costing them to have first aid people on the grounds, and of course, depending on your discipline that you're doing, obviously eventing has to have a lot higher level of first aid, so it does cost more. So add a new rule, and we just go down here to membership, has any of the following memberships. Again, if you don't want to have to go through this particular process, you would then go through and do add it to your actual nomination. So your nomination fee would be, instead of $40, it'd be $55. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and any NGB membership will give you, or any state regional membership as well. So we'll go this one. Okay, and we're going to save that there.
Right, sorry, so just a quick question. Yes. What does the NGB membership stand for?
Oh, well, I knew you were going to say that. There is National...
Yeah, so it's a national governing body, the full form of the accredited equivalent to PCA membership. So when you click on that NGB, it means that anyone who has any of the PCA membership basically means members from all different states will be charged their first aid levy.
Yes, perfect. And, you know, we have obviously lots of clubs who are bordering states, and so I'm presuming, like I know we have some New South Wales members come up into Queensland and ride and compete, and vice versa. So I guess that's probably the best option, especially if you're one of those clubs that are on a border. If you're not, and you know that you generally never have riders from other states, then you can just click on the Any Club membership.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Alrighty. Now, the other thing we need to just have a look at here is display ticket, even if restriction rules prevent purchasing. Yes, please click on that, because it explains why that rider cannot nominate. And the reason you want that is because otherwise they're going to get in touch with you. So if you pop in here, you could say it really nicely by saying unable to purchase as not a financial member, okay, of the club. Okay, nice and easy. Alrighty, now earlier on I mentioned about the waiver. So we're all very familiar with this PCA waiver, and it is defaulted. I have not had to put that in there. But if you're having an online event where the riders, for example, have to video themselves riding, and then they have to send in the video, then you still want this waiver to be ticked. So you will actually have to add this waiver manually. So I'm just going to scroll to the bottom, and you would do that by clicking Add Form. So obviously all of this won't be here if you have selected an online event, and you're going to click on Add Form. So I'm going to do that now. So think about a form as some kind of piece of paper that has all the information that you have asked questions on, and you want these people to fill it out and hand it back to you. So that's exactly what a form is on JustGo. So you can see it's ticked here. If it was an online event, this would not be sitting here in the event. As a default, you would need to click on the blue writing. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to finish off this, and I'm going to show you how to add those questions by creating a new form. So I'm going to go done here, and we've gone back to this screen. So essentially, obviously I've stepped you through step by step by step by step. You would then need to do that for each of these, because every ticket may be different. They may not be different, but you will need to go through and ensure each ticket has the same settings, or the settings that you require. All right, so if you're opening your event 2 weeks, if you're advertising your event through JustGo 2 weeks before opening, it's really good to have this little notify me button ticked, because what happens is someone can go, oh, I want to know when that opens, so give me a reminder. So they'll be able to type in their email address, and they'll get sent an email when the event opens. Please tick on waitlist. You definitely want a waitlist for your event if you have to cap them, and then it's fabulous to have a waitlist. I cannot say how easy this waitlist is, and it's very simple for people who are nominating, and it's really easy to access. I'm going to show you how to do that. If for whatever reason you only want it to be private, I know in our club, when we've had certain things, we actually keep it private and we'll send it to our members for a week. They have a week to nominate early, and then we switch it back to public. So if it's private, then you just copy the link and you send them the link. But obviously if it's public, it's going to come up on JustGo in events and courses. Alrighty, so I'm going to save that there. And now I'm going to show you how to create a form. Okay, so we're going to go over to the menu, and I'm going to scroll down into the club section, and I'm going to go to field management. So it's got a little piece of paper with writing on it. Remember that this is your form. So imagine that actual piece of paper with questions on it, and the little icon helps you out there. Alrighty, so you need to go to event booking overview. This is the most important. So you're going to click on that one. And as I mentioned, this is my Yandina Clubs one. So we have lots of different forms because we use them all the time. So I'm going to add a new form, and my form name is going to be combined, can't spell, combined training questions. All right, you can choose a little icon in here if you like. It's up to you. There's a horse in there somewhere. Horse, there we go. All right, have a little horse one. Alrighty, now your fields in section is where you're building each of these questions. So to do that, you need to add a field. All right, and our first question, I'm going to do horses registered name. Okay, so this is going to be a short answer, so they're just going to type that in, and I can show you the preview of the form in a moment. You are going to click on required for this one. All right, so that's one question done. Next question. Horses. I really should have that in there. Horses registration number, because in Queensland ours are all still on paper. I'm not sure about other states. Okay, and again, I'm just going to do a short answer, and it's going to be, this one I'm going to leave as not required, because obviously this is also a unofficial competition. So we can have plenty of those kids who are just learning and want to get out and do competitions who do not have performance cards, and they do not have their horses horse registered. So we can leave that one as not required. And the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in helper's name. I'm going to leave it as a short answer, and this is required. Every single club does this differently. Some clubs just tell a club that's coming along to their event, okay, you've got this many riders, so this is how many jobs, figure it out yourself. Other clubs actually like to get names and phone numbers. So I'm just showing you how you can set this up, and just to do a different options. So required for the phone number. And the last one that I want to add here is a job preference. So I know there's different sign-up apps and things like that you can use, but this gives you a bit of an indication as well. We're going to choose checkboxes, and option 1 is going to be dressage, penciling. Option 2, can't spell. There we go. I'm going to do marshalling. And option 3, show jump rails. And option 4, show jump penciling. Okay, so essentially what can happen here, and I'll show you in a moment, and that's required, making sure we want them to tick a box. They can go through, and obviously you might have different jobs. You might, some clubs ask people to come and help in the canteen if they don't have a big member base. So you can pop whatever you like in there. Okay, so we can go and preview those. And this is what it'll actually look like. So they'll have to type in the horse's name, type in the number, type in the helper's name, type in the phone number, and then they can go, well, I want to be a dressage penciler, for example. Okay, so it's really easy. If you decide, oh, actually, I think I want to put something else in there, then, of course, you just add it. And if you need to move this box above the previous box, then you're just going to click on the arrows. Okay, if you want to copy the checkboxes, for example, you're just going to copy that, and it might be, you might have it for dressage helpers or show jump helpers or whatever your requirement is. So instead of redoing the entire field, you can just press copy instead. So I'm going to save that as it is. And remember, we're in field management. It is our tile that has a little, let me find it for you. It has a little note here. But now we're going to go jump back to event management. So these two go hand in hand, event management and field management. So we're going to go back to event management. We're going to find our event. Alrighty, so it's this one here. We're going to edit our event. And we are going to jump into that first ticket that I edited into the advanced section. So obviously for tonight, I was running you through the event and how I had set it up. But normally what I would personally do is I would go and create my form first, and then it's not this inside and outside of the event. It's just doing it all at once. So here we go. We're going to add form. And I'm going to scroll a bit to the very bottom. As I said, our club has a lot. And here's our form that we just created, combined training questions. And you can see the questions as well. I'm just going to click on that. And there they are. Just there. Easy peasy. Alrighty. So you can press done. And that ticket is completely done. And then you need to go through and do those for each of your tickets. And essentially, once you've done that, your entire event is ready to go. So I'm going to go save, and it's going to take me back to our event management screen. So we are here. If we need to edit it, we can. If we're going to see who's nominated, that is we're going to be where we find it. But before we would have people nominating, we would have to publish the event. So click on publish, and then it will say here, like this one, accepting bookings. Okay. All right. If you need to find your waitlist, so your events, it's out there. You have to cap your event due to parking restrictions or ring restrictions. So you have capped your event. Your event has reached its cap a week before nominations close, and you've got lots of people who want to come to your event because you run an amazing event. You're going to have to go and view your waitlist. So remember, we tick that little box. So I'm just going to show you our camp waitlist. So, oops, let's scroll down a little bit. All right, so you can just get an idea of, there we go. These are all the different people who are on our camp waitlist. Lots of those who thankfully have gotten in. So that's as simple as it is. Now, as I mentioned in last week's session, I have requested with Monel that they ask the web developers to pop a phone number in there as well, because that's rather important, instead of just using email, because not everyone checks their emails as often as I do. Alrighty, so our event is ready to go. Nominations have closed. We've got people on our wait list, and it's time to get the draw sorted. So what's then going to happen, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to do it, but for privacy reasons, I will show you one that I've kind of blacked out before. Alrighty, so what you're going to do is you're going to go into your event, into event management, and into manage the booking with the little people, because you want to see who the people are who have nominated. Now, obviously this event is not live, so we don't have any. Let's pretend we've got lots and lots of people all listed down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this box here, and we're going to export the attendees, and that's going to come up in an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm just going to find that one that I did the other day. Oh, let's see if it's this one. Nope. It's not the one I saved. Okay, let me just quickly, sorry. Just realised I didn't have that one open. I don't think it saved the one that I did. My apologies, I should have had that one open and it's not there. So we're just going to do as little as we can with people's information. Most information at the top is my children anyway. All right, so what I'll just do is I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to black them out. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so these are my children and myself. That one, I need to black that one out too. Alrighty, so you've got your name, okay, and your emails and your age. And then generally, a lot of this is not really important as such. Now, your ticket name for an event is going to be really important. Remember, we named those tickets. So we actually named what the different levels, the different
sorry, Sheridan, we cannot see the report on the screen.
Okay, my apologies. All right, well, that's all right, because I can, now that I've done that, let me just... So if I go stop sharing, and then I'm going to share again, and I'll show you the right one, which window, this one. Sorry, guys. That's better. You should be able to see an Excel spreadsheet now. Yeah. Great. Sorry. Okay, so there's lots of information. This is all the people that I've just blacked out. So this is just my girls, so there's no privacy issues there. Alrighty, so obviously first and last name, email is important, age is important. Obviously you want to make sure that that's correct. Then you're going to go over here, your ticket name is really important as well, because the ticket name is what we actually nominated our riders in. So we created those ticket names. So there was like the prelim class, and then there would be the novice class and the different heights. So they will all come here, and you can sort them using your Excel. You can sort them into the actual classes that they're in. So that's really important for your competitions. Now, something that I pointed out last week, and I'm just going to do this one. So license state is really important. So license state is their membership active? So you can see most of these people are active. I'm going to keep going down. We've got a few people expired here. So obviously this event was not created. This event was created a long time ago, and it was not created with those restrictions. So if we had the restrictions when we created this event, we would not have expired members being able to actually nominate for it. So that's really important. If you don't want to have to physically chase people by calling and emailing, then you're going to use those restrictions. It gives you their member number, which obviously is really important for your events. And I'm just going to keep scrolling over here. It gives their pony club, which is, the name is organization. Okay, gives their pony club. And then what happens here, this is, as I mentioned, this is for our camp. And all of these are actually the questions that we ask on our form. So we ask lots of questions so we can get riders in the correct groups. But these are all the answers. So you're going to need all of those answers. As I said, there's a lot. So you're going to need all of those answers for your helper's name, your helper's phone number. So there's a lot of things in this particular spreadsheet that you don't need. So you could immediately go, you know what, I don't need that at all. I'm going to delete that one. You know, you don't need the read-in because we are all good. So the waiver you want to keep there, all of your questions you want to keep there. The payment to go from here, don't really need those, but you do want your member's ID, so you can delete all of those. And you can make your form a lot cleaner. Okay, this form has absolutely everything that you need for your event in it. There is another form in the reports that's far cleaner than this one. However, it will not give you your question answers. So if you just want a quick list, that is there. Alrighty, I am going to switch out of this report. So I'm going to stop my sharing and then start my sharing again. And I'm going to show you this one again. All right, so that report is in the export attendees, okay? And then the other report that I was mentioning, which we're also going to discuss a few of the other bits and pieces, is in your club, and you're going to find the club reports, which for some reason I was looking for it in this color, but it's in green. I'm going to go to club reports, and you want to go to customer reports, and you've got your event here. Now, this is something I do all the time, and I've just done it myself, but that's fine because I'm going to show you how when you make a quick little easy mistake, it's just simple to go back. So you've got your different reports here. Your event attendees is just going to list the members' club, zone, and state for a specific event. All right, your total income is generally what people want to know. How much did everyone pay? How much did we make? How much are the clubs going to get? And your treasurer will generally use these forms. Your event refunds. In Queensland at the moment, it has been raining, you know, a lot, and we've had lots of people who've had to pull horses out for abscesses and various other reasons. So we've got lots of refunds for our event. So we will be using this one just to check that we've done everyone's refunds correctly. Now, what happens is you are going to either choose an Excel or a PDF. But when I click on it, it needs the event ID. So I'm going to go, whoops, cancel. I totally forgot to do that. So I'm actually going to go back in to my event management, and I'm going to grab the event ID, and I'll show you where that is. That's just a silly thing that I always forget. And I'm just going to do it for our camp. So we're just going to copy that one. Copy. And we're going to go back into menu, back into club reports, and customer reports into events. And we're going to look at our total income. So I'm going to click on that one, and I want to go there, and I just paste the event ID. We go OK, and it will download and prepare you a beautiful report, and your treasurer will go, oh, thank you very much. Now, being mindful that your total income report does not include any refunds. So you would need to do both reports, and your treasurer can balance those out. So that's really important. This one, remember, will give you the information that you need except for the answers to your questions. So that one's a little bit tricky. So I do have one just for our muster. So this is what your club event report will look like. This is just the overview. This is the PDF version. And so for our muster, and then we have all of our writers.
We can't see the sheet.
We can't see that. Oh my goodness. I don't like Teams as much as Zoom.
Totally, it's much better.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going to share again. And I'm going to go here, and I want to share. Must be this one. Okay, can you see that now?
Yeah.
Can you see that? Yep. All right. So this is what your PDF event income looks like. This was just from a muster that we had, and you will scroll down, and it shows you your total. and then it gives you all your riders and all their member IDs, which is, of course, for privacy, I'm not going to show all of that, but it's just a list of everyone that came. We didn't ask any questions at our rallies, so this is a great report for that, but if you really need the other ones. All right, now I'm going to go back to where I was. Share. And I'm going to share that one. All right, so we're back in JustGo now. And what I will show you now is if we go into our event management, and I'm just going to show you before we stop for our questions, how we do refunds and individual and bulk refunds, that is. And I think that's everything that I've gone over. So let's say our camp, no, I'm not even going to say that because it's not going to happen. Let's just say, actually, I'll show you this one here. This was our Kickstart camp, which was in the start of the year, which ended up having to be cancelled because of the weather. Now, this is all the different people who actually said they were coming along to our Kickstart camp, which was awesome. But the issue was it got too wet. So we had to actually cancel it. Now, if you have not cancelled an event, you will not have this little I here, because as you can see, that says refund status, because we've already refunded all these people. So if you're doing a bulk refund, you're going, and there's lots of people down here, you're going to select this, which selects everyone down on the left-hand side. And then you're going to go to actions, and you're going to refund. And what that will, it'll then ask you, would you like to refund? And you say yes, and that will just begin to be processed immediately. I actually refunded myself for something the other day, and I had to jump into my bank a couple of hours later to do some transferring, and my refund was already in. So I don't know anything else that refunds that quick. If you had to do just an individual person, so let's just pick one person. Oh, look, it's me. I can't come anymore. So then you would just hit this button, which is your refund, just for that one person. So that's how you do an individual, and that's how you do a bulk. Alrighty, now that is everything that I wanted to show you there. As I've said in the last few videos, once your event is over, you're going to go to this little drop down box, and you're going to, whoops, I went off it, you're going to hit complete. Okay, and then that closes everything off. The report's going to be perfect, and your event is done. So, Monal, was there anything else that you wanted me to touch on in there? Otherwise, I'll stop sharing and we'll do our questions.
No, absolutely. You covered everything that was intended. Yep. Good job.
All right, great. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing there.